Today I'm reminded of a book that I read back in, I think, junior high called The Destructors. And it was a cool name when I first got the book. And, then I realized, oh yeah, I got to read a book. And I wasn't very excited about it then. But I read it. I read the whole thing. And yes, it was an assignment. So it's about post-war England and this group of boys, this gang of boys who there's one house that has not been destroyed by any of the Blitz bombing. It's an ancient house. It's beautiful. It's just absolutely magnificent, this old house. And the boys, through not even malice, but through sort of a desire that they don't really understand themselves, they gut the building. They take all the support beams out, and they're very clever about it. And it's very ingenious the way they do it in this book. Is they take all the supports out, but yet the building is still standing. But that can only stand for so long when something happens and the house falls in on itself. It just collapses in on itself, and the owner was outside of it when it happened and just completely distraught. And it was very sad to see the building destroyed, and some of the people were laughing about it, but it's sort of a commentary on the wealthy, on this is kind of what my hippie teacher at the time took from it. It's a commentary on the lower classes getting revenge on the wealthy, and that really wasn't what I took from it. And even in junior high, that's not what I took from it. Man, I realize now, looking back, my teacher was an absolute hippie, and she was entertaining, but she was just a bitter old hippie. The thing was, the boys, they saw something. They grew up post-war. All they've seen is bombing and destruction and rubble and the struggle to rebuild. But then they're in their neighborhood, there's this one shining house, this one beautiful house that's untouched, that is in its original state, the way it was meant to be in its original vision. And because they live and they see destruction everywhere, in rubble, that house was the thing that stood out. That house to them was the sore thumb, because they looked at it and they saw rubble everywhere else, and they saw it as something abhorrent, something different. So that's why they were kind of driven. That's what I took from the book. That's how they were kind of driven. Gina Carano, and this is about Gina Carano. Thanks for sticking with me on this. We had something, finally, in the past decade of Star Wars. We finally had something beautiful, something in its original form, something in its original vision that we could hold up, a shining example. This is what it feels like. This is what Star Wars should feel like. Not the High Republic, not a lot of these other things that have come out, and the sequel trilogy, which we got half a good movie out of. The Force Awakens, half of it was good, and none of that feels right. Even in the Disney park, the new Galaxy's Edge, that doesn't feel right. So we have this one shining object amongst all this other strange corporate rubble that's been glued together and presented as what's good and what's right. And we had that, and then people cannot stop trying to destroy it. And that's what we have with Gina Carano. And we can't... It's been a very, very long campaign. And I don't think the people doing it even realize what they were doing. It's just like the boys in that book. They don't understand what drives them to do it. The people who did this, they aren't Star Wars fans. They're fans of what has happened to Star Wars. They don't realize that these are probably the people who say, down with corporations are evil, but you're excited about and defending the most corporate Star Wars we have ever seen, the most, group tested, committee approved type of Star Wars that we've ever seen. When we get something like The Mandalorian, which felt right, it felt proper, it felt like it fit in the universe, they just couldn't stand that, because to them, that was abhorrent. And they've attached so many things to it, misogyny and just racism and things. I have on the screen a couple screenshots from, I can't remember what trash rag I got the thing from, but the title said her abhorrent comments. And when you go, I invite you. I'm not going to explain it. I want you, the listener, to go you, the listener, to go and find her comments. Find her actual comments. Not what the media says about her comments. Not what the Twitter people say about her comments. You can find it. All the information is out there. See it for yourself. Read it for yourself. Tell me. Come back and tell me in the comments. Was that out of line? I mean, I don't want to play, and that's one thing I don't want to play the whataboutism game, because there's a lot of actors and actresses out there who are causing this outrage, who I can go find some salty things they say, and we don't gain anything that. We don't gain a perspective. If you have the ability to step back and look at what she said, she says, stop acting like Nazis. And what she means is stop othering people. Stop making this segment of people the worst thing in society that should be outcast. And, since the election, there's been a lot of that. There's been a frightening amount of people saying this and that. We should take conservatives' children away and put them into camps and things like that. I got news for them. If a conservative's kids go to public school, they're already in a camp. But that's another tangent for another day. I don't really want to get into that right now. So here we are. The Mandalorian is dead. We can't bring back Gina Carano. We don't get. She doesn't get her own show, her own spin-off show, which probably would have been pretty fun to watch. The actor who plays the Mandalorian, he doesn't want to come back because he doesn't want to be in the suit. And I can't. You know what? His name is escaping me right now, and I kind of realized that his name escapes me because he doesn't matter. The character of the Mandalorian mattered, and that's a scary thing to these SJWs in 2021, in these recent years. Character matters, and that terrifies them because their whole lives are based on intersectionality. This group is oppressed by Group B. Group B also oppresses Group C. So let's get Group A and Group C together and we'll oppress Group B. That's what it is. That's the war that they want to fight all the time. And that's the war that they've started here. That's the one, well, they're winning. I kind of have another video about that coming up. But congratulations, you took the node. You saw that beautiful house. And your brain, your sick, twisted brain, could not handle that. So what did you do? Did you find something else to do? Did you just not watch The Mandalorian? No, you had to go inside and take the support out. You had to gut that beautiful house. And it fell. Congratulations. I hope your addiction is sated for a day. Piss off. To all my fans, to all the people watching, listening, thank you. Guys, go have a good day. Bye.